a match made in heaven where we're running through how to best use first-party data to enhance ABM efforts and create better campaigns. ABM is often thought of as a software solution that you can buy, but unfortunately, you can't just buy more ABM. First-party intent data is very often a key part of a well-planned ABM strategy, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We've got a couple of experts here to help identify how first-party data influences and is a key ingredient for successful ABM campaigns. So first-party data can feel like an oversight for some teams. It's critical to get it right if you're looking to drive true personalization in ABM. It provides significant value, especially when compared to third-party data, which is reliant on cookies, and we do recognize the future traps there. Irmis, can you talk about why moving away from cookie tracking is so important?
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to move away from cookie tracking because not all data is created equal. First party data is more accurate. Collecting contact information such as names and addresses, emails, as well as site user behavior can help companies understand who's coming to their site, who their audience really is, who's interested in their product or service. And that's all information that will allow companies to target the exact audience and provide much better campaign results and more personalized campaigns. So moving away from cookie tracking will not be a bad thing in the B2B space.
Angie, can you please add your thoughts on how data accuracy builds better ABM campaigns?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think as Aramis just described, for B2B marketers and sales teams who are engaged in ABM strategies, instead of focusing on the loss of third-party cookies, look at what we're gaining, and that's accurate data. More accurate data is going to translate into better ways to engage and measure it. So activating a first-party and identity-based data layer strategy in your ABM campaign efforts is really going to give you a boost in reaching your ideal buying personas. You're going to reach them more often. So in the same way that a B2B email is important to your email nurture campaigns, same for ABM advertising. That data point is going to tie you back to the right personas that you need to reach. It's going to make your advertising that much more intelligent, smarter in its data capture. It's going to impact those down funnel actions that are going to allow you to capture ROI. It's going to increase the impact of your messaging personalization that you've probably invested a lot and spent a lot of effort in making sure the alignment's right. So that's going to be aligning across your other marketing channels and giving your sales team really an advantage too, right? Because those same decision makers that are in your ad audience are going to be the ones that they're closing deals with.
So here's a pretty important stat that we'd like to recognize here. With so many marketers making first-party data a priority, we want to make sure that we're sourcing it from the right places. Angie, I think that our audience would like to hear some more about more successful first-party data channels. Can you dive into this for us?
Yeah, so in my world and our world here at DemandScience, between sales and marketing, we're both working at the contact level, of course, also associated to the right accounts. So marketing's acquiring opt-in lead data because we need to build up that first-party marketing database with the right buying personas and by those that are giving consent to nurture. While sales then is building relationships through that direct outreach and conversation with our buyers. So with opt-in lead data, the buyer is willingly saying, yes, I'm interested in this, and they're giving you their contact information. And typically that's in exchange for something of value, a piece of content, a white paper, an ebook, a video, but it's also things like subscribing to a site or a newsletter, participating in a survey, or offering or providing an offer or web experience of some type. That's really the future of the ad market with the ad data that we're using. It's going to be with data intelligence companies, publishers, brands, those that can build, process, maintain, and match first-party data within ad ecosystems in privacy compliant ways, and then have those contextual insights and nurture ongoing consent.
Irmis, I know that you're deep into setting up effective measures for us here at DemandScience and how we use first-party data to reach our own customers and prospects. Can you share some of your insights into how this all comes to life?
Yeah, so one of the successful ways we bring first-party data to life is through website analytics. So having the ability to gather data on who's coming to the site, what pages they're interacting with, how long they are on the site, those can be the best tools to use when creating an ABM campaign. This can help us when creating a target account list, if we don't have one, or if we do have one already, it can be supplemental in a current campaign to help us understand the level of engagement we're seeing from our targeted accounts. Additionally, we can collect email addresses in exchange for free content like the white papers, downloads, or guides. We can then match offline and online data we have to digital identifiers to reach those visitors across the web. We can then take that a step further and segment audience groups based on visitor behavior and target them with impactful, personalized ads. So overall, this is one of the many ways we can collect and use first-party data effectively.
Okay, so it's not rocket science. ABM campaigns benefit from first-party data by identifying that low-hanging fruit and finding some of those customers that are already ready to buy. Aramis, can you tell us about how buyers get their information and how it applies to a solid ABM strategy?
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about the buyer journey. So I'll start with that. A buyer will recognize a problem, and then they will educate themselves and try to find a possible solution. This will trigger the research stage, which can be via the search engines. They'll stumble upon company sites or blog posts or anything really, and they'll click on that, get to that page. And this is where the first-party data comes into play. So for example, if a buyer is looking for financial software and they get to one of these company sites, they might read around and then decide, okay, I want a little more information. They may fill out the learn more form fill. Or if they don't do anything or fill out any information on the site, if there's a site pixel placed, then that user can be pulled into an audience that can later be targeted across the web. So now this is all user behavior that will lead to the company having that first-party data and then can leverage this data to create ABM strategies for their campaigns.
Angie, in terms of lead quality, what is it that helps first-party data make all the difference?
Yeah, so the way that Aramis just described, we know that most buyers are doing all that research ahead of time on their own. So when you think of third-party data and first-party data and how those two things can work together, the third-party intent data and account intelligence is identifying which of those accounts out in your addressable market are kind of doing the research. They're out there doing the window shopping. So that's getting you to all the people at the target account who are showing, hey, I'm interested. But then when you start adding on those first-party data signals that Aramis described between your own, as well as ad partners who own their own first-party databases that they're engaging with, you're really then ensuring that your ABM advertising is not only reaching all of the people at the account who are researching that type of content, but now you're pulling in those who you've identified as your ideal buying persona. You've got job functions, roles, the people who have the buying power and the influence. They should be seeing your ABM advertising more often. When your ads are connecting with the right personas, you're going to increase the quality of your down funnel impact and engaging prospects through their journey. So that really truly is a quality path to ROI with your sales team.